Our next inductee, a man I knew well, J.Capels. Known far and wide as the Golden Greek, J.Capels enjoyed one of the truly unique careers in American motorsports, and few men have been so successful. What is noteworthy about Capels is that he excelled in myriad roles and set the course for his life at a very early age. He was born on May 20th, 1936 in Albuquerque, New Mexico to John and Jane Anderson Capels, and by the time he was 15, he was working in an auto repair shop after school and building his first supermodified. Competing with the New Mexico Motor Racing Association, he made his mark early. Now, in truth, this short bio would be loaded with stories of early championships, except Johnny had the misfortune of running into the remarkable Buddy Taylor. Johnny finished second in points to Taylor in 1961. He dropped to third in 1962. However, important to note, the driver he finished right in front of was a pretty good racer by the name of Al Unser. He was runner-up to Taylor in 63, 64, and 67, but in 1967, he finally got the best of his chief rival. But by this time, he was exploring another future direction in the sport by serving as the president of the New Mexico Association. Then it was the Unsers who convinced him that it was his best interest to head to Indianapolis and take his racing career there. He began jostling with the stars of the USAC Sprint Car Series, and in August of that year, he won at the Erie County Fairgrounds in Hamburg, New York, in a car owned by Al Unser. And he would race here and there with USAC until the 1970 season. Racing was fun, but Capels discovered he had other strengths worth pursuing as well. He worked alongside George Bignotti and Jimmy Delmarter when Big Al drove the beautiful Johnny Lightning cars. He then served as the chief mechanic for Joe Leonard when the former motorcycle race won the national championship in 1971 and 1972. And he never turned his back on the dirt. In 1973, paired again with his old buddy Al Unser, the duo topped the championship dirt car title. In 1974, he was the best on the traditional dirt miles, winning 3 times with Mario Andretti at the controls. Then in 1978, as a mechanic, constructor, and owner, he helped Pancho Carter, who was recovering from injury, to become a USAC Triple Crown champion by taking the championship dirt car title. On the pavement at Michigan International, where he won 3 times, he guided Johnny Rutherford and Pancho Carter to victory lane for what would be the final time in their national championship career. Let this sink in. Among a much larger list, this man worked with Al Unser, Pancho Carter, Mario Andretti, and Johnny Rutherford. He took over Alex Morales' IndyCar team after the great patron's death, and in 1978 and into 1980, he helped establish CART, Championship Auto Racing Teams, and by 1989, he was the president and COO. Then, as I like to say it, he returned to us. In 1992, he joined the United States Auto Club as Senior Vice President and Director of Competition. He became President and CEO of USAC in 1997, and until his retirement, he left that to become the Chairman of the Board from USAC from 2002 to 2010. Additional accomplishments include the formation of the USAC International Road Racing Officials Team to officiate the Formula One World Championship Series under the USAC banner from 2000 through 2007, and MotoGP from 2008 to 2010. Johnny was also the director of the Automobile Competition Committee of the Americas, known as ACUS. And among his many honors, Capels was formally awarded with the Sagamore of the Wabash, the highest award given to a civilian in the state of Indiana by Indiana Governor Frank O'Bannon in 2001. Just like you cannot totally understand the impact of a driver by mere statistics alone, there is more to this man than a mere list of accomplishments, although you can see they are lengthy. He was a man who commanded and rightly demanded respect. He expected everyone on his watch to be professional. Now I'll add this. A conversation with Johnny Capels was like no other. If he asked him what time it was, you need to be prepared to hear a discussion about the creation of wristwatches and the concept of time. My favorite interaction came during a somber time, but it's become a punchline at USAC for generations, probably because of me. We had to navigate a very, very sensitive time. We were deciding whether to run a race shortly after 9/11, and we're going to have a meeting at USAC. Johnny comes in, he takes his place at the head of the tables, and he looks around and he says, "Gentlemen, I understand that we are discussing the feasibility of running an outdoor motorsports event at Indianapolis Raceway Park this Saturday. So to this day, every time USAC has a good race, I'll call an official and say, that was an outstanding outdoor motorsports event." What he did, though, skillfully, was navigate this grand old club through some very, very choppy waters. He put the club on a solid financial footing when things looked shaky. Here is a man who has received numerous awards for mechanical wizardry and rightfully is already a member of the USAC Hall of Fame. Capels died on June 9th, 2002 at the age of 86. That same year, USAC named the National Chief Mechanic of the Year in honor of Capels, with the first recipient of the Golden Greek Award being Keith Kunz Kurbag of JD Motorsports' Jarrett Martin. Yes, without question, the Golden Greek has come to where he belongs. Accepting the award on behalf of Johnny Capels is Johnny Capels Jr. First of all, so glad you can make it. I feel privileged to have spent so much time with John.
Yes. What an honor. I wish my dad was here.
We do too.
He spent his whole life eating, breathing, sleeping, auto racing. There wasn't a day that went by that something was not on his mind. And on behalf of my family, my mom, Dana Capels, I want to thank the committee. I want to thank Bob. And I want to thank all the inductees for allowing us to be here on this day. My dad was never anybody that wanted any limelight. He was always in the trenches, and he kept his head down. He accomplished quite a bit in his life, but one of the things that stand out to me as a child was when he left Albuquerque and he went to USAC and he started working, driving a sprint car, just getting by, trying to make it to the big show. Well, he ran into Parnelli Jones one day, and Parnelli asked him to come to work. They were starting a team called Velth Parnelli Jones Racing. And to put food on the table and to still dabble in sprint car racing, he decided to go to work. Parnelli promised him that if you come work here and build the Champ dirt cars for Mario and Al, we'll build a car for you and you can go run with them. Well, he built the cars so well and they won so many races between the two of them that at one point Al Unser went to Grant King where one of the frames was being fabricated, and Al paid Grant money to put that frame in the rafters. And that car, I think, is still in the rafters. And my dad's destiny was sealed, and the rest is history of where he ended up. And I just want to say thank you. And what an honor for my father. Appreciate it.
Well, he deserved every bit of it. That is a great story you told. You know, he had so many strengths. And when you think about it, as a driver, an official, constructor, mechanic, I mean, amazing. In every venture he took on, he succeeded.
Yeah, my dad, he never sugarcoated anything. Everything was black and white with him. It was either right or it was wrong. And that's a hard lesson as a child being raised in that kind of family. But it brings so many rewards later in life, especially in my career. And with that, he used to always tell me when I'd get on the phone from home in California, Johnny, what do you have to say? Get to the point. Tell me what you want to talk about. And to this day, until he passed away, in his last few days, everything was always get to the point. Time was really short, and he wanted to make sure that he could live it the best that he could.
He got to the point, and that point led right here. Congratulations. Congratulations, Dana.